we will create this front-end only store. We can buy any product very easily here. I can just click buy now and it will generate a Stripe checkout. So this is fully functioning. So if I fill my information, don't worry, this is testing fake information. I can pay and this will fully work. This is in Stripe test mode, but it works in live mode as well. And if I go to my Stripe transactions, I can see that I have this new order. I can see my billing address that I need to send this order to, so I can go to AliExpress and manually purchase this and send to this address. This is very good for testing when you need something quick and easy, quickly developed e-commerce store. This is just for testing. It takes like 20 minutes to develop this store. And then if you have a working product, then you can develop more automated, better, bigger system. I provide e-commerce development services. If you need it, check the link and my email below. First, type NextJS getting started and click here installation. You will need Node.js 18 and you will go ahead and copy this npx command and go to the folder where you want to install this and type cmd and copy the command and add dot at the end, so it creates this in this folder and doesn't create a new folder. Then we will quickly just say yes to everything. If you want to know more about this, just look for my channel, the video setting up Next.js. But basically we want to use Typescript, Tailwind CSS and app router here. While this is installing, we can start a new CMD and say code dot to open this in Visual Studio Code. Go to stripe.com, turn on this test mode, and here to go to developers, click here and API keys. Now go to our Next.js, here the VS Code, and create a new file .env.local. This is what you will name it. And inside create these variables. Next public Stripe publishable key. So make sure to write it exactly like this. And if you write next public, this will be published to your browser. So make sure not to write this in any secret keys. And then Stripe secret key, this must stay secret. And next public base URL. And write your base URL. So it's gonna be localhost. Make sure to also write HTTP. But when you deploy this, we will change this variable to the actual URL. Then go here to Stripe and publishable key and copy the publishable key and paste it here and reveal test key and copy it. Don't worry, I will reload this once we finish and then paste it here. It must have this test, so it's testing, it's not charging real money. Now we will go here to product catalog and we will add a new product. So now we're gonna find product, so let me click on this one. I just need to download any of these images, so let me download this image. So I'm gonna select this image and right click. So I don't see here option to save the image. Let me install extension download AliExpress images. And we will choose this one. And now if I reload the page, I can right click and save images. And now let's go to Stripe. But I also want to say, there is another way to download image. You're gonna press F12 or just go here and inspect element, inspect, and then you're gonna click on this image and you should find the URL of the image here. So you can copy this URL and paste it here, but this is a longer way to do this. Just use the extension instead. So let's go here, product name, it's going to be Hollow Spring. I'm gonna name this like item like this. So we are adding product in the Stripe and then we will pull these products onto our website. So I just need a name and the image. The image was in WebP format, so I can just upload it like this. And if you want, so this is a one-off payment, and let me change to USD and let's say $79.99 like this, and then include tax. Okay, so you can also select tax here to be clothing. Clothing and footwear like this, and that's it. So we can add product it will be limited to 1. We will make it just limited to 1, but you can make it as much as you want. You can maybe add some more code for the users to choose how many items they want. Later you can just copy this product into live mode by clicking here, but this is in test mode right now. I made a bit of a mistake. This is the extension here, so you go here, you click download images, and then you click on this folder and you can find it here. I have 6 products, and now we can go to the next stage. Just you need to remember where those products are, their links, so when somebody buys this from you, you can go and manually buy them from there, like AliExpress, and then ship them. Let's go and type npm run dev in our command prompt and go to localhost 3000. And now let's go to app folder and page tsx, Control A and delete everything. Now we're gonna start importing, so import header from add components header, and so we can actually first just, instead of importing this, we're gonna go here and create a new file, but not inside of the app. Let's click somewhere outside and create a new file, and component/header.tsx, and then export const header and make an arrow function and just return, and then say div to do, like that. Okay, let me copy this, and now we can import. But if you are importing header like this without, so now we need to destructure it, because we are exporting like this, export const. But if you want to import it like this, then this needs to be const header and then export default header, and now you can import it like this without destructuring it. But this is, I think the better way is to have export const and then destructure here, but since I coded like this, I'm gonna keep doing it like this, even though I think that the other way is better. So let's now do hero section. So let's create hero section in components again. So go here in components, let me copy all of this. Next to header, say hero section.tsx. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna rename it to hero section, and then let's go back to page and let's import new arrivals from, let's create these new arrivals again. So new arrivals.tsx inside of components, and I'm gonna go here and copy all of this here and rename hero section to new arrivals. Let's go back to the page tsx. Now let's import get product ID from @lib_stripe. So let's create this directory. So I'm gonna copy lib/stripe and go outside somewhere and click any file outside and create a new file. Create /lib/stripe_ts. Inside of stripe ts, we will import stripe from stripe, and we need to install this. Go to your terminal and npm i stripe. So this will install. Next, let's const stripe is new, and then stripe, so this is this object, open brackets, and process.env.stripe secret key and exclamation mark, because this means that this will be defined. So this will have the same name as .env, so this one. So here, this stripe secret key must have the same name. And then a comma, open object, stripe version, and it's gonna be 2024-06-20. If you just delete this and say control space, it will give you this version. Next, let's say export async function get product by ID, and then pass in ID. It will be string. Now we need to get all of the product IDs. So go to your Stripe product catalog, make sure you are in test mode, and go to your any product, and you're gonna copy this ID. You see this product ID here, you're just gonna click it, it will be copied. And now go to control P and .env.local, and down below you're gonna add a product ID for each product. So type in these variables, stripe underscore product underscore ID underscore 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 products. And for each product, just copy this product ID as I showed you in the Stripe dashboard and paste it here. So go to each product and paste this ID. Then let's go back to Stripe TS. So let's continue. Const product await stripe product retrieve product stripe.products.retrieve ID. So we want to we have this ID and we want to get the whole product object with all of the image, name, description, price, everything. So that's how we get that product from Stripe, by calling Stripe API. Then we also want to get the price. So Stripe prices retrieve, and then pass in product.default price. So this will be ID of the price as string. Just convert it as string. So we need to get this price object. And then we will return some object. ID will be product.id. Name is product.name. Images, product images. So with this function, we want to just get the product with the product ID. We want to retrieve the whole object. Price will be price.unitAmount exclamation mark, because this will exist 100% and divided by 100. So because this will be like 200 means like 200 cents, so $200, 200 cents. So if we divide by 100, we will get 2 as for $2. Currency, price currency, and price ID, price ID. Now let's go back to page TSX and let's continue. So we will import head from next head, and then export default async function home, const product IDs, and then let's make an array, and then you say product and stripe product ID 1 and exclamation mark. That means, so if you don't have exclamation mark, this might be undefined, but since we will 100% have it here, then we don't want to get some weird errors, like this might be undefined, this is string or undefined, whatever. So just copy all of this, make an array of these product IDs. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, and then if product IDs dot sum ID is doesn't exist, then throw new error, one or more stripe product ID is not set in the environment variables. Okay, and then product promises, so we need to get all of the products, so fetch API, so I will explain further when we code more. Product IDs, so for each of these products in product IDs in array, we're gonna map them. ID will have get product by ID and then pass in this ID. So this will basically have, this will be an array of these product objects that we are returning. So this object that we are returning from this get product by ID. So array of these objects. So for each ID we will get that corresponding product. But this will be array of promises, if you can see. So we need to await all of them. So const products will be await promise.all product promises. So we will resolve all of the promises, and now we will have actual array of products. Okay, and then if products.sum, if products doesn't exist, if it's null or undefined, return one or more products are not found. Then we will return something, and we will create a div, and this will be head. This is head from next head, and we will give it title unique clothes explorer, and link will be this fav icon. And then this is the page content. So let's make a main header that we made here, hero section, and new arrivals, and then pass in products is equal to products. So these products. Now let me comment this out by pressing Ctrl K, Ctrl C, so it doesn't throw an error. And now we see that we have to do, we have this to do. Let's double click header and F12. So let's just delete everything and leave return, and then we're gonna say header, class name background white, text black, shadow small, navigation class name padding top 16, padding left 16, flex space x2, and then we will not add any navigation for now. We will just add logo because we don't need it, and then image, and we will import this image soon, but make sure to write it like this: capital I, source logo SVG, width 32, height 30, and alt logo, and then P, font black, text 3XL fashion, and then if you want you can give it like this type if you want, but I think this is not necessary. And then import image from next image, make sure it's from next image, and import React from React. Then you can go to my GitHub and you need to get this logo SVG from public folder, so I will show you where it will be. Here in the public folder you have this logo SVG and you can download it, get it. This is what we have by now. We have this logo here. Now let's go here to hero section, and I will delete everything, but you don't have to. We will import React from React and image from next image. Then I'm gonna say hero section this way, but I think you can just leave your way. And then yeah, you have this already. And then we will return section, background white, text black, flex p28 pt16, another div, and then another div, width 1/2, padding right 8, space y4, and then heading 1, text, font black, relative z10. So let's just say let's and break, explore, break, and then span, relative inline block, unique, and then we need to add this another span. This will be the background. So it's absolute inset 0, background yellow, skew y3, z it's minus 10 I think, and transform. So if I go here, you see what this looks like. And then we will say clothes should appear here. Yeah, so this is what it looks like. Let's continue. Live for influential and innovative fashion, and then adding these like classes, so it should appear below. Yeah, and let's add a button for shop now. It's gonna be here. It doesn't do anything, I think, right now, but I think we will fix this in the end. Yeah. Okay, and then another div which will be width 1/2, so this will be right half. So this is flex, so this will be one next to each other, these halves. Image will be /images/model png. So we will make this folder. Let's make it now. So inside of public, make a new folder images, but it's small letters. And then get this model PNG image from my GitHub. Let's continue. Width 871, height 784, rounded RLG. And if I save this, yeah, she should appear. So that's it. And now let's go to new arrivals TSX, and let me start from scratch again because it's easier. So use client. Import React and use state from React. Import image from next image. Interface product. So we're gonna pass in these products. It's gonna be ID string, name string, images, string array. But there will be only one image, but this is how I coded it for now. Price, currency, product ID, and then interface new arrivals props. It will just be products and then array of these products. And then const new arrivals, I'm gonna pass in this interface new arrivals props, so React FC new arrivals props, arrow function, and then extract products using this object syntax. And then we will export default new arrivals. Const is loading, set is loading, use state string or null, so this will be string or null, and then initiate at null. We're gonna see what we use this for. I think it's for the button. We'll see. And then handle by new, so when handle by now, so when user clicks by now, we will invoke this function. and we will pass in the product, and set is loading to product ID. Yeah, we are seeing which product is loading, so that buy now button will be disabled of that product. And then try const response. Let me do this. So response, we will await fetch API create payment link. So we will create this folder and this file, but let's for now just do it like this, and then pass in something. Method post, headers content type application JSON, body JSON stringify, and then pass in the object. Price ID is product.price ID. So we will use this to create Stripe checkout and then post the user to that Stripe checkout to buy this product. Response. If response is not okay, then fail to create payment link. Const extract URL. We will return this URL and await response.json. So extract from response URL. Windows location href URL. So we will push user to this URL now. Catch error. Console log error creating payment link, and then log in the error. Alert failed to create payment link. Please try again. And finally, set is loading to null. So no like products are loading. So all buttons are buy now buttons are enabled. Then we will return something. Section. New arrivals title. And then we will also have this yellow thing. Before we can see this, let's go to page tsx and uncomment this by pressing Ctrl K, Ctrl U, and save. So if I go here, we see this new arrivals, but I'm not actually sure what this yellow thing is for. I think it's not visible. I think that's a little bit of like a mistake from my side, but let's just continue. And then let's make a new grid. This is the grid of products. So every screen size will be a bit different. And then map the products. And for each product, we will make a new div and pass in the key as product ID. And then so this relative group, so we just need these for the functions inside that we will create. Okay, so image. This is from Next Images. I think, let me see, from Next Image. Source product image 0, so the first image, and there will only be one in this code. And then product name, and then width 400, height 500, and then some class names. So group hover, so when we hover this div that's marked as group, this image will scale up to 110%. There will be some transitions and stuff. Another div below, this will be absolute, bottom 0, left 0, so this will be title and stuff. So we have here product name, and then we have another paragraph that says product currency and product price. So if I save this, I think this should immediately, okay, so if you get this error, we need to copy this file stripe.com, because we need to, so if you want to display these images from Next Image, we need to add this domain to allow it. So Control P, next config mjs, and here in next config we will say images, and then column, open these, and then domains. This is, it's okay, it will work I think. And then domains, and pass in array of domains like this. So now these domains can, the images from these domains can be displayed in this next image. So if I hard refresh this by pressing Shift F5, although F5 will also work I think, and the images are loading, it's gonna take some time, and everything works it seems. It just doesn't have any functionality. Let's continue in new arrivals. Button, handle by now. So we will invoke this handle by now that we coded, pass in the product, whole product, and then a class name and disable. So if is loading has this product ID, so then we will disable this buy now button for this product, because it's generating the checkout right now. We don't want to like trigger generating multiple times. Okay, so if it's loading, it has this product ID. So if this product ID is loading, then we will say loading. Otherwise, we will say buy now. And that's it, I think. We finished that component. Now you see that this works. So if I click buy now, it's going to be loading. Failed to create payment link because we didn't create this functionality yet, but you see how this works. Now let's copy this API create payment link. This is in new arrivals, and go here to app, add a new file, paste this /route.ts. Here, this will be our API. So we will say import next response from next server, import create payment link from libstripe, which we don't have this yet, but let's just keep it there for a moment. Okay, and then async function post request try const price ID. So we will destructure price ID from this, I think, request. So await request.json. As you remember, from here we are sending price ID here. Then we will say payment link is await create payment link. This is this function that we will create, and then pass in price ID. And then we will just return next response JSON, and URL will be payment link. And then we will catch errors. I just want to mention that this URL payment link, we get it here. So we are destructuring this URL from the response. And then error, we're going to say console log error, and then return JSON failed to create payment link, and status 500. And the last thing that we need to do is go to this Stripe and create this. So let's go to Stripe. This is in libstripe ts. Down below we will say export async function create payment link, and we will get the price ID to be string const session, and we will return this session.url. So we will create this session first. Await Stripe checkout sessions create. So we want to create a checkout session and pass in the object. Line items array of this will be, so we will have object. This is the items that we are buying. So price will be price ID, quantity 1. You can do this programmatically. So you for example, pass in like quantity here and number and stuff. So you can, but for now we will just let users buy items one by one. And it will be fixed size and everything they cannot choose in this version. So maybe this is not good for clothing stores, but this is good for like some like lamps and stuff that don't have like different sizes and stuff. Okay, mode payment, but it could be good for clothing, I guess. So mode payment, this can be like reoccurring or payment, like this is one-time payment. And then success URL, so after it's successful, we're gonna go to process and next public base URL, and let me go to .env.local. So this is the URL that you're gonna return to after the successful payment, and cancel URL will be the same, and we will say shipping addresses collection and then pass in the object. And now we want to collect the shipping address as well. Allowed countries, this will be a bit crazy, so we need to pass in an array of all of the allowed countries. Now I don't know why Stripe doesn't let us just say something like all or something, but you can go ahead and copy this from my GitHub. So just on my GitHub, go find this libstripe ts and copy this. And that's it. I think we finished everything. Now let's go here, and if I just press like buy now, this green shirt, it's gonna give me loading, and this should redirect me here. And now that's it basically. So if I fill my data here, I can select any country that we defined, and we have like shipping addresses and everything. This is the testing Stripe testing number, and then pay. And it redirects us back to our product page. And here in Stripe transactions, this transaction will be the last one, so we can see it here, and we can now go ahead and manually fulfill this order, buy from AliExpress, and send it to these shipping details here. Thank you for watching. I provide e-commerce development services. You can contact me on the email below or check the link below. See you in the next video.